boy. Christmas morning. Randy. Wafted.
Welcome back. You want to get started with e-commerce? You want to get some online shopping tips? Well, we have I would say, the correct person, the right mind to really walk us through this most, I would say, interesting space we find ourselves in, because as he was telling me before we came in live, there is so much out there that's available, but do we have the knowledge? You see, the knowledge is very important. That is key in this space and to maneuver in this space and to be profitable. Let's welcome Keron Rose, great friend. He's a digital strategist, and I mean, from your particular portfolio, this is right up your alley. Before we even get into all the intimate details, welcome and compliments of the season.
No, compliments of the season. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Listen, this is a time where, yes, people like the brick and mortar to see the decorations, but there are many who are under extreme pace. They turn to the online space to do their purchase for the season and beyond, of course. Just guide us as to how could we be part now of the providing that service, providing that particular product? How could we get into that game of e-commerce? What's the first step?
So, first step is always a good question, because that differs depending on your market, right? And the reason why I need to bring it up first is because when anybody is looking to go online and be able to sell online, a lot of the information that they see is usually not from our market. We're usually getting information from another market, usually the US. And that information could be misleading, because in those markets, all social media platforms are enabled for e-commerce, meaning that I can set up a Facebook shop, I can set up an Instagram shop, I can set up a TikTok shop, and add your products and sales can happen online, right? But for us here in Trinidad, it's a bit different. Well, in the Caribbean, because none of the e-commerce features to sell your products are available on any social media platform in the entire Caribbean. So the first step in order to sell online is to have yourself an e-commerce ready website. That way people can go to your website. So even if they find your product on social media, they can go to your website, add to cart, and make the purchase through your website.
So the website is the grail right there, the holy grail. You can start right there.
Yeah, that is the holy grail right there. If you don't have a website, there is one other thing that you can do that the banks do offer, and it's something called payment links or payment buttons. And essentially what that service is they give you a little back-end portfolio where you can add your product, give it a definition, put your value in, and it generates an actual link. That way, when you distribute it on social media, people can click on it. It opens up a payment form. People could then put in either a credit card or these new links, Visa debit cards that we're getting. They could put that information in and make the payment. And that's something that you can do if you do not have a website. So it's either website or payment buttons.
Fantastic. So at least now the platform is in place. The next step is to get your product from point A to point B. So my business set up in Sawa. Somebody from point 14. Makes a purchase. I need to get the product now to point 14. I know many people who actually jump in their own personal car and drive down to said point 14. I mean, granted, point 14 is still home, it's part of the mix. There are ways to actually circumvent and to go around that, right?
I definitely believe that as a business owner, you want to spend time working on your business and whatever you can outsource. So don't be the one driving to go deliver products all over the country. It works against your business. We have, since 2019 in Trinidad, we've had an explosion of courier companies or logistics companies that you can now sign up with and partner with that will do all of your deliveries for you. So one of the companies that I use, they charge $40 for nationwide delivery to Trinidad and Tobago. So the process is really simple. You're able to set up your account, you would create the request online, they would send a driver to your location to collect the information, and then they actually send an email and a text message to your clients letting them know, hey, you have an order on the way, it has been received, and when it actually goes out for delivery, most of these companies now will text your clients first, let them know that, hey, there is a delivery. So partner with any one of the number of logistics partners that we have available right now.
How does one treat with, let's say, warranties or a defective product, or let's say there's some kind of discrepancy, some particular issue, how does the business owner now treat with that and ensure that there is, obviously satisfying the customer's need, because you don't want somebody now to come within the same e-space, that internet space, that social media space, and to really bring down your business. You want the 5 stars for your product and services.
So it kind of works the same way, where you either offer 2 options in terms of getting those products back. Either people can come and drop off the products at your location, or you have logistics partners that you can send out to go and collect the items on your behalf and then bring them in, and then your company will be responsible for the fee, or you could even pass that fee over to the clientele. So it does work both ways. Work with your logistics partner to figure out exactly if you have the ability to send drivers to client locations. The majority of them will do it on your behalf. Collect the item, and like I said, then it's up to you as a business to decide, do we want to foot the fee for having the delivery happen back to us, or do we want to pass it over to the client?
You're finding more and more, I would imagine, individuals going into this space, but I'm seeing even the established businesses, the brick and mortar businesses, also venturing in this space, striking the balance on both ends, where folks can, yes, come into the physical store, but they can also do the online purchase. Is your advice different to those established businesses?
No, I actually think if you have the ability and the capital to have a hybrid business, that's always going to be good, because then you can create the in-store experience and you can curate that experience as you see fit. But having that online experience as well is going to expand your business hours. So let me ask you a question. What time of the day do you typically shop online?
There's no particular time personally, but I would say lunchtime, sometimes nighttime. Before I go in, I will sometimes pick up the phone in the night.
Okay, our business is open then?
No,
right.
It's not.
Most people shop before work, maybe during lunch, or after work. And even if you're doing your shopping online during lunch, you can't necessarily leave to go make that purchase.
It's true.
So when a business is e-commerce ready, you now allow your business to be available 24/7. So now 24/7. So you're not limiting your hours of operation, you're not limiting your sales that happen.
Well said.
So if you can do hybrid, do hybrid. What I will say though is, if you are a smaller business, and this is something that I like to promote a lot, if you're a smaller business and you might not necessarily have capital, not everybody has capital, right? There's always a way to do an online version of what you are trying to build. So for me, I started off selling phones. I could not afford to open up a brick and mortar phone store, right? When I was finally able to do it, it cost me almost $100,000 to be able to open up that store. When I ended up closing down my store and I learned how to build an e-commerce ready website, and I was only selling online because I was creating content, I'm on radio, I'm on TV, so people are going to the website to buy. To build that website cost me 500 TT. And I was able to sell all of my products and services through my website without having a brick and mortar. So 100K for brick and mortar, 500 as I built my own e-commerce site.
Interesting indeed, and the numbers don't lie, so that's food for thought for those looking on. What are some tips for the Christmas season for those looking to do their purchase online, just to ensure that they're in a safe space and things should be able to, at least what their order should come in on time for the season?
So work with your logistics partners. Like right now, we know a lot of businesses are still trying to do deliveries themselves. Stop trying to do deliveries yourselves. Go and find anyone. There's a number of logistics partners. If you are somebody where you have not been able to set up a website, and I mean, the holiday season is almost over, so I don't expect everybody to go run on and try to build a website. What you can do though is reach out to any one of the banks, whoever you have a business relationship with, and go sign up for their services that allow for the payment buttons, because that's something that you can do, set up within a day or two. And that way, if you only have social media, you can at least drive traffic from your social media to your link in bio if you're using Instagram, or if you're posting a product on Facebook, you can drive traffic to a picture and a link so people can at least pay you online. And that way you have that money coming in before you have to send a product out, and then work with the logistics partner to get those products out. But you want to be e-commerce ready, because think of it like this as well, right? Not too long ago, we had floods.
Yeah.
Right? Businesses were closed.
Yeah.
If your business was closed during those floods, you made no money. Matter of fact, you probably lost money. But the businesses who were making money were businesses that were e-commerce ready. People could still go on your website or go to your social media and place the orders where the money was still coming in for your business.
Interesting. Before we wrap things up, this is the future of shopping, I would imagine.
Yeah, and it's been that way. We're going to be going into a new future of shopping when Web3 comes in, when the metaverse comes in. So we are on the tail end of this new normal with just using a website and shopping. When we get into things like the metaverse and Web3, where now you're going to have, you know, a lot more of the virtual aspect, the virtual reality aspects of selling. It's going to be very interesting. But I think for us throughout the Caribbean, you know, we still have to put those basics in place because metaverse and those things are going to be building on top of what we already have. So getting into your website, learning how your business can show up on Google, because when we do a Google search for new shoes, we want to see local businesses. We don't want to be always having to order outside. So again, your website also helps you in showing up on Google. So if we put these basics in place, a lot of businesses stand to make a lot more money.
Keron, I'll give you a chance to send your Christmas greetings to Trinidad and Tobago and probably let people know where they can find you to follow and to continue the conversation.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
So, season's greetings, Trinidad and Tobago. Again, thank you for having me. You guys can find me at Keron Rose, KeronRosc, on all social media platforms or KeronRose.com. Every single Friday, you guys can listen to the Digital World Show right here on 106.5. We keep it within the Guardian Media family. So every Friday, you guys can check me out or follow me on social media to learn all about e-commerce and helping your business navigate the digital world.
Keron, thank you so much, man. Great advice, and it's one that those looking on, once you take heed, yeah, there is major success in your horizon. I mean, this is the future of shopping. It's here already, and people like Keron could always give us the strong advice in that regard. We take a quick one. We come back and get some details concerning massive hamper drive and just, you know, I would say an initiative to make the season even better. Darren Atz, he joins me next live on set. See you soon.
Yes, I feel so bad,